You know that feeling, right? You pick up your phone just to check one thing, you look up, and somehow an entire hour has just vanished. Well, that's not you failing. That's not a lack of willpower. It's the system working exactly as it's designed. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible war being fought for your single most valuable resource, your attention. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It completely flips the script on how we see these devices in our hands. We think we're the ones in charge, but what if that's not the whole story? For example, it's not just showing you things it thinks you'll like. It's learning from where you go, what time you open the app, and exactly which videos make you feel angry or happy, or even a little bit jealous, whatever works to keep you glued to that screen. So yeah, let's pull back that curtain.
So how on earth did we get here? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in how the internet makes money. See, it's not really about selling you products anymore, it's about selling you.
This is the big idea. In this new economy, every single second you spend looking at a screen has a price tag on it. Your focus, your time, your eyeballs, that's the real currency now. Think about it. A shoe company doesn't just buy a billboard hoping you'll drive by. No way. They pay a platform to put their ad right in front of someone they know spent the last 10 minutes watching basketball highlights. Your past attention is literally being sold to manipulate your future attention.
And what's so wild is how simple this shift looks on paper, but how massive its effects are. I mean, it used to be so straightforward. You paid money for a product, end of story. But now, on all these free platforms, the real transaction is totally hidden. The company isn't selling to you, it's selling access to you. So look, if you remember one thing, let it be this. The next time you're scrolling through a feed or downloading a free app, just remember this rule. You're not the customer in that equation. Your attention is the product being neatly packaged up and sold off to the highest bidder.
Okay, but how are they so good at harvesting our attention? It's definitely not random. There's this incredibly powerful, invisible engine running behind the scenes, and it is designed to know you better than you know yourself.
And every single thing you do is a clue. Every pause, every like, every time you scroll past something super fast, it's all being logged, analyzed, and used to build a ridiculously detailed psychological profile of you. So if the AI learns you tend to watch videos about money problems late at night, it doesn't just know you're into finance, it knows your emotional triggers, and it will use that to serve up content and ads that amplify that exact feeling, all to keep you watching. This is it. This is the one and only question that drives the entire system. It's not what would be valuable for this user. It's not what might make their life better. Nope. The goal is to maximize the time you spend on the screen by relentlessly, constantly answering this one question.
Just think about it for a second. A book has a last page. A movie has end credits. Those things give our brain a natural stopping point, a sense of completion. But an infinite feed, that's different. It taps into this quirk in our brains where we're wired to remember unfinished tasks. The infinite scroll is a task that can literally never be finished. So your brain just stays in this open loop, always searching, never satisfied, and you just keep scrolling.
Okay, so we've got the business model and we've got the tech. But the real secret ingredient, the thing that makes it all work so well, is how this whole system hacks directly into our brain's ancient survival wiring. This is where we get into the neuroscience of it all. You've probably heard about dopamine, right? People call it the feel-good chemical, but that's not quite right. It's really the wanting chemical. It's what drives you to seek out rewards. And these platforms are absolute masters at playing our dopamine system. Take that little red notification bubble. That's not a random design choice. It's a carefully crafted trigger, a little promise of a potential social reward. It might be an important message, or it could be nothing. That uncertainty is what makes it so powerful and keeps you checking your phone again and again.
This is honestly the best metaphor for it. When you pull down to refresh your feed, what are you going to get? A boring update, a funny video, a message from an old friend? You have no idea. That unpredictable reward is the exact same psychological principle that makes slot machines in Vegas so unbelievably addictive, and it's running right there on your phone.
And here is the result. Just look at this data. Back around the year 2000, our average attention span was about 12 seconds. Today, it's down to 8. And yeah, we've all heard the joke that it's less than a goldfish now, but the real-world impact isn't funny at all. It means it's harder to do deep work, to follow a complex idea, or even just to read a book without constantly feeling that itch to check your phone. Our actual thinking is becoming more and more fragmented.
So how is this addiction actually engineered? It's basically a 4-step recipe. First, your phone is always right there, super easy to grab. That's convenience. Then, you feel a little bored, you open an app and you see someone liked your photo. That's the emotional hook. Pretty soon, your brain connects boredom, the cue, with opening the app, the action, to get that little hit of validation, the reward. That's the habit loop. And finally, you start to feel genuinely anxious when you can't check it. That's dependence.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty bleak, I know. It's a system designed to get us hooked. But, and this is a big but, the story does not end there. We are not powerless here. We can absolutely fight back. And it all starts with something called a digital detox. Now, I know when you hear the word detox, you probably imagine something extreme, like throwing your phone into a lake or quitting the internet forever. But that's not what this is about. It's not about rejecting technology. It's about shifting from being a passive, unconscious user to being an active, intentional one. It's simply about taking back control. And here are some real, practical, science-backed ways to do it. For a dopamine reset, just try charging your phone outside your bedroom. For attention training, treat your focus like a muscle and do focus work for, say, 25 minutes with 0 interruptions. For notification fasting, go into your settings and turn off every single alert that isn't from an actual human being. You will be shocked by the silence. And my favorite, use AI against AI. Use tools that summarize long articles or filter your email for you. Let the robots work for you for a change. Let this one sink in for a minute. We tend to think of notifications as helpful little alerts, but they're not. They are engineered interruptions. Every single buzz and beep is a calculated attempt to steal your focus from whatever you were doing and drag it back into their app. When you start thinking of them as theft, everything changes.
So, where do we go from here? What does the future look like? Honestly, we're at a crossroads. We can keep going down this path of the attention economy, or we can choose to build something way, way better.
This chart lays out the two choices perfectly. On one side, you have the world we're in now, the attention economy, where the only goal is engagement, and it's driven by pure emotion. On the other side is what we could build, an awareness economy, where the goal is actual understanding, driven by context, and success is measured by the quality of what you learn, not just the quantity of things you click on. This is the vision. This is the hope. Imagine a digital world that's not designed to addict you, but to inform you. Not to make you anxious, but to actually help you build knowledge. That is the future that we can choose to build with our own attention. Because at the end of the day, it really does all come back to this simple fact. Forget about money, forget about time even. In this century, your focused, undivided attention is the single most valuable resource you own. And where you choose to put it literally defines your reality. So let's end on this thought. The real question isn't about blaming the tech. The power ultimately isn't with the algorithm, it's with you. The moment you stop asking why you're being distracted and you start asking, where do I want to place my focus? Well, that's the moment you win the war for your own attention.